Yo, 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 yo.
It's your boy Uchay. I got my boy
QDeezy.
We are the ill-advised wise guys.
Check out the full podcast, link below.
Another question I'd like to ask is it possible that it's always been one person holding down the group, but we just don't know it? Like, think about that for a second. Like, was it that Destiny's Child was good as a collective, or was it just Beyonce was really good and the group was just like kind of like save face for the group? Like, was it that Omarion was way better than everybody else, but like the group was there just so they can get, you know, more girls on their team, or I don't know, whatever, pick a flavor for girls? It's interesting because to me, if that's the point, what's the point of groups? What's the point of music groups? If there's always going to be that one person that's way more talented. It was Justin Timberlake. Because think about it. NSYNC. Justin Timberlake. What did everybody else do? Lance went to the moon. Okay. Nobody else had a solo career. Beyonce. Kelly Rowland. I mean, people are going to argue and say Kelly Rowland had a successful solo career. I think that's very arguable. I don't think it was that impressive personally. No knock on Kelly. I love me some Kelly. But Beyonce was clearly like the star of the show. You know, and you could just go down the line. What's interesting, though, is in this case with Migos, if they break up, would it be that this is the first time two people from a group can actually be stars? Like Offset and Quavo? I don't think Takeoff gonna be a star. No offense to Takeoff. No offense to Takeoff.
Y'all gonna stop hating on my boy Takeoff.
But Quavo,
yo, listen, y'all are gonna stop hating on my man, okay?
Hey,
that's
Takeoff
my guy.
Is a very good.
Stop it.
Takeoff is one of those people that belongs on posse cuts for the rest of his life. Like, throw Takeoff on like a posse cut, he's always gonna kill it. But I do think this is one of the first times we're conflicted where I think Offset and Quavo have a very good shot of being very successful solo artists. In the grand scheme of things, it just tells me, like, what's the point of groups if they're always going to break up? If they're always going to be one person that shines and everybody else does nothing? Like, what's the point of groups in music?
I don't know. Look, you make some good points. You make a lot of good points, actually. In a nutshell, I'm not mad at groups. You know why? That's human nature. If we have a bunch of like-minded people that enjoy the same thing, why not just do it together, right? And just make music together. Like, that's the reason why collectives happen, whether it's Odd Futures, right? There's so many examples, people, like-minded people coming together to create some type of content or whatever the case is. Groups are never going to stop. It has slowed down, though, like the group element. But I'll say this, to go to your point or to your question, you were like, yo, has this happened before? Like, where you see multiple people break up from a group, but they both have a chance to become stars, right? It's very rare. It's because there's usually one Beyonce of the group. There's usually a Beyonce. I would argue probably the only example is not even in rap or hip hop. Like, I'd look at groups like Fifth Harmony, right? I look at groups like Fifth Harmony.
I literally was thinking in my head when I was like, what is he going to say? Like, who is he going to say? And I was like, you know what? Fifth Harmony actually had Normani
You got exactly. See, you get where I'm going with that. So
Cabello.
Camila Cabello is a freaking superstar. Superstar. You could argue Normani is not yet a superstar. Will she ever become that? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. She's yet to even drop a album. She's never really dropped. She's dropped nothing but singles. But the point is, she has star quality. She has the potential to be something special. She can dance, sing. You know, believe she writes music as well. She has a chance to become bigger than, let's say, a Kelly Rowland was. You get what I'm saying? As like that second solo person that came out of a group but established their own fan base and people rocking with them. So,
but
that's a different question. I don't know. I think she has the talent to. I think she has all of the skill sets to do it. Will she do it on her own? Will her label, whoever signed to her, allow her or push her in that direction? We shall see, my brother. I don't know.
But
it remains to be seen.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Does somebody going solo also hurts the chances of somebody doing that? Like, for instance, Chloe times what's her
Chloe Haley.
Chloe times Haley or whatever what's her name?
How do you say that?
Chloe X Haley.
But do you just say Chloe Haley, or do you say you have to say the X?
I say Chloe times Haley, but
it ain't times. Chloe times Haley. Maybe that's right. I don't know. Maybe I'm laughing for no reason. That could be right.
No, I think it's Chloe times Haley. But anyway.
Oh no. Keep going.
I definitely think Chloe, especially right now, Chloe and Haley, whatever you want to say, they were on a pretty good trajectory. Like Beyonce was a part of their team. They were getting like Disney deals. Then Chloe started coming up with these like thirst traps on Instagram, right? And like dropping her own solo cuts.
Chloe with them thirst traps?
Yeah.
That was different.
Hey, listen,
okay?
keep it. But wait, hey, this is a PG-13 show.
Yeah, but, I ain't say nothing. It's still PG-13. We good.
But yeah, I mean, I do definitely think with her doing what she's doing, it's really hurting Haley because Haley is like still on that PG-13. Like Haley has to completely do a 360. Like she has to decide, do you want to stay PG, Disney, or do you want to like kind of follow in the footsteps of like what Chloe's doing? So I do think it ended up hurting her, and I think, when these people go solo, maybe Kelly needed a little more time to stew. And when Beyonce decided to go solo, it's like maybe, that kind of disrupted things. But it's I think groups sometimes hurt even more. It hurts people. I mean, even Corday, I think Corday leaving the YBN, family hurt Namir and
Almighty J.
I think it really hurt them. Like, and he was just somebody they just picked up. I think it's interesting. It's interesting what groups have become in hip hop.
It's funny, man. I think of so many groups, man. So many groups that have come and go that have had people break up. To go back to your earlier question, has there been multiple people from a group to kind of like establish their own career? It's rare, dog. You look at, we just talked about Destiny's Child, Kelly Rowland, okay, she had a slight career, never really reached this mega star level. You look at B2K, Omarion. He was the only one that established a career for himself and reached a certain level among his own self because he was the Beyonce of the group. If the music came out from J Boog, Raz B, and Lil Fizz, maybe they did drop solo projects and whatnot, but I can tell you the masses didn't really care. I look at Pretty Ricky, right?
None of them became stars.
None of them became stars.
Actually, Pleasure P he's doing this thing a little bit.
He was a star. He was never a superstar. There's a difference. Same thing. Spectacular. I don't even remember the other two. You remember Baby Blue? What was the other one's name?
Baby Blue.
What was the man with the dread, like the Miami dreads?
I can't remember.
But my point is, like, even if they were dropping solo music, again, maybe they did, the masses didn't care. Groups are inevitable. I think we're never going to stop seeing groups, but I do think we're seeing the slowdown of the groups in music. Maybe it's just not profitable at the end of the day. Yeah. People are just like, I don't need it.
And at the same time, I want to give kudos to the Locks. Styles P and Jadakiss. I mean, Styles P probably was not a superstar, but Styles P got respect. And Jadakiss obviously is a legend. At the end of the day, I think the Locks, they stick together. They didn't really deviate. They never ended bad. But two people who you can say were legendary and there were groups. You said this earlier, Outkast. I think Big Boy and Andre 3000 had all Hall of Fame careers as solo artists. Maybe Big Boy a little less than Andre, but I would still give him the nod. But
listen to the full episode, link below.